I just don't like to throw out things. Even if things are imperfect or not in the best condition, they still serve their purpose, and that's what matters most to me. One of the easiest ways to save money is to not constantly be replacing things. I've had this backpack since high school, and even though it's in bad condition, it still is very helpful when I travel.
You are not saving the planet, you are cosplaying as poor for clouds. Let's be honest, underconsumption cost started as a way for us to use what we have. Now it has become a toxic, unhygienic Olympics. We are throwing away perfectly good items just to buy plain minimalist replacements. We are skipping basic hygiene under the fake quest of being simple. We are buying a whole new aesthetics just to prove you did not buy new things, turning a quiet lifestyle choice into a loud performative flex on the internet. So in today's video, we are separating what's genuine from what is just content, because while there are creators who truly practice mindful consumption, there are still some chasing another trend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that you always get notified anytime there's video. For years, TikTok has been dominated by overconsumption, endless Sephora haul, overflowing makeup collection, and shelves packed with product people will never finish. Many viewers became tired of watching creators treat this excessive shopping like it's an entertainment. So a new trend emerged under consumption core. The idea is simple: buy only what you need, use what you already own, and avoid unnecessary purchase. On the surface, it's a refreshing response to overconsumption, and I agree with so many of its principles. I don't think it's the perfect solution. In some cases, it has gone too far in the opposite direction. Some creators made it seem like if you own anything beyond the bare minimum, you are doing something wrong. That's just an unrealistic standard. The goal shouldn't be overconsumption or extreme underconsumption. It should be mindful consumption, buying what fits your need, your lifestyle, and your budget without feeling pressured by the trend or either side. First purge of 2023. Out with the old, in with the new. One thing I have noticed is some people completely misunderstood what underconsumption actually means. I have seen videos where creators throw away nearly full bottles of foundation, makeup compacts that still look very stable, and even makeup brushes that need to be washed. That's not underconsumption, it's decluttering. Now, if a product is expired, or has gone bad, or can be donated for hygiene reasons, then throwing it away makes so much sense. But if it's perfectly usable, tossing it in the trash goes against the whole point of underconsumption. The idea isn't to own as little as possible. The idea is to use what you already have before buying another one. If these products still work, the responsible thing to do is to finish them before you replace them with new ones. I have seen videos where creators throw away half-used food or household products just to swap them with brand new version. And at this point, you are not consuming less, you are just creating more waste. I think this happens because people see that overconsumption is out and underconsumption is in, so they jump onto the trend without really understanding it. They assume living with less means getting rid of everything they own, when that's not actually the message at all. The damage has already been done. You have already spent the money and you bought this item for your home. Unless it is expired or unsafe or unusable, the more sustainable choice is to use it. Throwing it away, like throwing perfectly good products just for the aesthetic of owning less, isn't underconsumption. It's just simply wasteful. Underconsumption final boss, that comb is almost gone. That's a power bank. Is this a floss? I don't know, or electric blender? Let it go. I am all for normal mindful consumption, but when it comes to electronics, safety has to come first. These videos where people proudly show off power banks, chargers, and other devices that are visibly damaged or they're already falling apart. I understand the idea of using things as long as possible, but electronics are different. A cracked power bank or a charger with exposed wires isn't something you should keep using just to prove that you are consuming less. If it can be safely repaired by a qualified technician, great! Take it there, let them replace it. Saving money is important, and there's nothing wrong with being minimalist, but it's never worth risking to fire, an electric shock, or damaging your other device. Underconsumption should be about using things responsibly, not ignoring genuine safety risk.
These are some ways I avoid overconsumption as someone who loves the environment and thinks wasting your money is stupid. First one might be controversial, but I just don't like to throw out things. Even if things are imperfect or not in the best condition, they still serve their purpose, and that's what matters most to me. One of the easiest ways to save money is to not constantly be replacing things. I've had this backpack since high school, and even though it's in bad condition, it still is very helpful when I travel. Instead of buying things,
I don't see anything wrong with using a backpack that you've had for years as long as it's functioning. But obviously, it isn't. This bag is torn and you are refusing to take it to a tailor to repair it just because you want to cosplay a minimalist. You want to cosplay frugal living. You want to cosplay under consumption core. This is very unhygienic and is even uncomfortable and unsafe. Replacing it is very reasonable. Very, very.
try to use things I already have, so my curtains are actually bed sheets that I tied together. One time when I cracked my phone screen, instead of replacing the phone screen, I just used tape and it actually held together very well.
You see the fun part? I totally disagree. A cracked screen can get worse over time, exposed to sharp objects, reduce touch sensitivity, and even create safety issues. Repairing the screen would make so much sense. Get a screen protector. Don't do this. I mean, no matter how poor you are, no matter how poor you are trying to cosplay on the media, this is the extreme.
Trash bags, I use paper bags that friends and family hold on for me, because why throw them out when you have them and you could find use for them? I've never had to buy a notebook because I use the envelopes from junk mail. Another way I underconsume is I don't use the full
This
product.
can be
Like
real.
sponges, I'll cut in half so you get more life out of them. For towels, I'll just use a small bit when I'm cleaning. Even tissues, I feel like tissues are too big, so I just use a small portion. I was able to furnish most of my apartment for free. I was able to get this college dorm mattress and the bed frame for free. Someone I dog sit for was going to throw out this beautiful old KitchenAid, and I said, no, don't worry, I will take that off your hands, and it's been very helpful. Didn't have a chair until my workplace was giving these away. Instead of them throwing it away, I gladly took it. I also only like to have one of most things. One spatula, one cutting board, one cup. I only have one water bottle. I don't understand how people have like 20. I've had this one plate since I was in college because it's still in good condition and gets the job done. I also refuse to upgrade my phone every year with a new one coming out. I feel like they're basically all the same at this point. Any new technology in general, I'm just not interested in it. I'm happy with all the things I have. I also drive a very tiny car because it's just me and it feels very practical. Don't need a car with 5 seats and a huge trunk. It's just me. I don't understand why most people drive such big cars when they don't need half the space. My skincare routine is very minimal and simple. Even when I shower, I have soap and shampoo, nothing else. I refuse to do any online shopping, and I do not order takeout or go out to eat just because not only it helps save money, but I feel like it produces so much waste. When I see people reviewing fast food and all the plastic containers that comes with it, it just makes me so sad. I hate it. Don't keep anything plugged in. This might be more OCD instead of underconsumption. I don't know. To me, it just feels wasteful. Even my fridge, I'll keep it turned down to the lowest setting possible to still keep the food just cold enough. I don't even run my AC in the summer. I just find ways to keep my apartment cool. Most of my work clothes are the same clothes that I wore in college. Yes, even though I went to culinary school, we still had normal classes. I just don't care about clothes or their imperfections that they may have. As long as they serve their purpose, they're getting the job done, and I don't need to replace them and buy more. That's my life of trying to save money any way I can and avoid overconsumption.
This particular video contains a lot of genuinely good underconsumption habits. I mean, repairing, reusing, buying secondhand, avoiding unnecessary upgrade, and making products last. But there are few other cases where saving money shouldn't come at the expense of your hygiene and safety, such as using a tape for cracked phone, accepting a used mattress without knowing its condition, or compromising food safety to keeping a refrigerator too warm, and also the backpack, the towel that you see in his shower, see how torn it is, let it go. And you see the back of his sneakers is almost gone, let it go. At this point, this is not just about under consuming, this is you cosplaying to be poor for the algorithm, because these creators understand rage baiting. When you put some certain clip, you know a lot of people are going to be in the comments saying, nobody live like this, nobody does this. They know you will talk about it, so they attach those parts to make you comment, to make this video get to a bigger audience. This creator said, my rich mom is under consumption core, and that's why she's retired. She uses every scrape of her makeup, totally fine. All the same bowel and glasses since I was little. They look so good. She was one of the first to buy this original chair back in the 80s. Most of her decor is actually passed down from the grandma. Her trusty chair master, the only exercise machine she has bought. As long as it serves the purpose, I mean, underconsumption is actually how you stay rich. I think we have become so used to seeing influencers with hundreds of products, always buying, always shopping every other day, that a normal makeup collection look minimal, under consuming. This is what normal consumption has always looked like before this whole craziness of shopping. restock videos, and everything that could be monetized. Because I believe these were one of the reasons why people do this. You don't need an entire room full of beauty products to love or to even enjoy makeup. Having a small practical collection isn't a trend, it's being a regular consumer. And the consumption from someone that grew up in poverty. My body mist I got in 2017 still got compliments. My contouring deal I had since 2019 and he recently hit pan. But where we got in 1999, home from grandma. Clothing rank I found on the street, shifted 90% of the clothing. My iPhone 8 Plus, I got it from a second-hand website. This is the point where I feel it's now becoming a competition. This creator said, under consumption from someone that grew up in poverty. First is her body mist from 2017. She says she still get compliments. Is this even realistic? If that's the only body mist she have been using, it will likely have been finished years ago, unless she has several fragrances she rotates through between them. That claim seems a little hard to believe. Next is the contour palette from 2019, and she said she recently hit pan. This highlights something that I have seen before. Makeup takes a surprisingly long period to finish. That's exactly why it confused me when people buy huge collection they will never use up. But at the same time, a makeup product that has been there for 5 years or 6 years is probably way past its recommended shelf life. Then the shower towel from 1999. That's over 27 years. If they are still clean, functional, and not falling apart, fine. I mean, but at some point, it started to feel like sharing practical habits are more like proving we can keep something the longest. Then she thrifted about 90% of her clothes, and I don't see a problem with that either. I thrift myself, it's affordable, more sustainable, and you also find unique pieces that no one else is wearing, or you will hardly see someone wearing that. Finally, she showed an iPhone 8 she bought secondhand. Again, it still work well and meet her need. That's a great example of mindful consumption. The problem isn't owning other items. The problem is when social media turns under consumption into another context where people feel like they have to prove that they are using the oldest products or living in the list just to be in the trend. On the consumption call, never get my nails done, keep them natural and strong. At this point, I have to ask, what if some of these are just content? People see under consumption videos getting millions of views, so they jump into the trend not because they actually live that way, but because they know it will get people to watch it, they will get views. Take this creator, for example. The caption says minimalist living with a laughing emoji. That already suggests she's not being entirely serious. She said, never get my nails done, keep them natural and strong. And obviously you can see that there's press-on. Only have one pair of summer sandals that I wear until I can't. But if you look closely, there are several other pairs of shoes visible in the background. It feels like she's deliberately leaving them in the frame as part of the joke. I only have one shampoo stroke conditioner in my shower at a time from the drugstore. Why a shelf behind her is filled with other hair care products. I keep my skincare really minimalist. A face wash and one moisturizer is all I need. Why there is an entire shelf packed with skincare products sitting right behind her. We can see that. I have one good quality bag that doubles as a backpack and I use for everything. Yet there are a lot of bags on the bed while she's showing just this one. Yeah, everything is a joke. To me, this looks less like a genuine underconsumption video and more like satire. She's poking fun at the trend by saying one thing while the background clearly tells a different story. That's what social media has become. Once a trend is getting attention, everything becomes content. Some creators genuinely practice underconsumption, while others turn it into a joke or simply use it because they know it will get views. It's actually funny how so many of these videos are labeled under consumption, when in reality, most of what they are showing is just normal living. I think we have become so used to seeing influencers with endless product that basic everyday habits now look very extreme. Take this creator, for instance, she says, under consumption call as a doctor. Paid off 2007 Toyota Corolla, all I pay for is gas. That is normal consumption. If your car still runs well, why replace it? My 6-year-old hospital bag I have had since medical school. It still looked to be in great condition, so why buy another one? I mean, if you have money to throw around, you can buy more. But this is not under consumption, this is normal consumption. She said, I wear the same scrub over and over again. Completely normal. As long as they are clean and they are in good condition, that's exactly what they are meant for. One hospital and one home water can. That is normal too. You don't need dozens of reusable bottles sitting in your cabinet. We have all seen people collecting 50 or even 100 Stanley cups, and sometimes we start asking, what are they all for? Simple but effective skincare routine. Completely normal. You don't need a shelf full of products if the few essential works for your skin. I have the most basic tea routine. Completely normal too. Instead of collecting teas from every corner of the world again, just buy what you enjoy, buy what gives you nutrients to your body. My furniture is from my first year of medical school. They all look great. If it is functional and in good condition, why would you replace it? Same guys since 2017. Well, that's definitely not underconsumption. You are not supposed to replace your partner every few years or even every year. I think this trend says more about social media than it does about the shopping habits. We have been exposed to so much overconsumption that ordinary responsible behavior now feel unusual. To me, normal consumption means buying what I genuinely need, taking care of it, and replacing it when it is worn out or no longer serve its purpose. That's how most people have lived for generations. To wrap this up, I think this trend has a lot of positives, but I also think it has been misunderstood. Personally, I don't think most of what we have seen is underconsumption. It's just normal consumption. What I do appreciate is that this trend reminds us that everyday life doesn't have to look like this influencer perfectly curated home filled with endless products. It's refreshing to see ordinary people with ordinary routine because that's what real life looks like. At the same time, it's disappointing to see creators exaggerating or faking the trend just for views. My advice is very simple. Don't let this trend push you into extreme. Don't be wasteful, don't ignore hygiene or safety just to prove you're consuming less, and don't feel pressure to live with the absolute bare minimum. The goal isn't overconsumption or underconsumption. The goal is mindful, responsible consumption, finding the balance that works for your lifestyle, your budget, and your need. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and let me know in the comments, do you think underconsumption core is actually underconsumption or is just normal living? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please subscribe. I realize so many people watch me and they're not subscribed. Please subscribe. I am Blessing and I will see you in the next video.